I've lost a lot of respect for men.
Say more. What have you seen or experienced that is giving you this impression?
To an extent, we all wear a mask, right? Like when we first meet someone, we're putting on our best foot forward. But with guys, I think they just take it a bit too far. Like they would literally try to morph themselves into who they think you want them to be.
When a man stops dating a woman, taking her out on dates, you didn't ask that question. Is it because she's emotionally manipulating him? Is it because she's using sex against him?
If you're talking to my friends, my female friends who haven't been married, it's like that's their goal.
Why do women want to get married so badly? Because men don't feel the same way.
Do you know what? I swear, like in all honesty.
Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in this spot, which means I've got a great conversation lined up for you today. You know, on this channel, we love to talk about all things dating, relationships, and see what we can do to attract the kind of person and relationship we want. So without further ado, please welcome Delicia to the show. Hello, Delicia.
Hi, Kit. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I can't complain.
100%. We were cooling down before we started because it's hot out here. You know, UK's been experiencing some heat waves, but you know what? I'd always prefer the sun than the rain, for sure. Well, Delicia, I always love to jump straight in. Okay. So first tell us your age or your age range, asking her lady her age. And then one thing a guy should know about you if he was going to take you on a date.
Okay, so as you know, my name is Delicia. I'm not comfortable to say my age, but I will say that I'm grown. Okay,
can you give us a range?
I'll say, 30s, late 30s.
Okay, cool. All right. 30 to 40. Okay, we're there.
Yes. And take me on a date, just take me somewhere nice.
That's what he needs to know, take you somewhere nice?
Somewhere nice, yeah.
What is somewhere nice? What does that mean to you?
Just a place that looks like effort was involved, a nice ambience, a good menu.
Oh, it's like a fancy
something
dinner.
Impressive. Or even if it's a lunch, just somewhere decent.
Okay, so no coffee dates?
A coffee date, I wouldn't say that's a date. I would say that's just like meeting up.
I actually agree with that. I actually would agree. Would you be okay to meet with a guy, like to meet up and then he takes you on a date?
Yeah, I think that's acceptable. If it makes sense, if I'm not going out of my way. So for example, if I'm already running errands in a particular area and he's like, oh, cool, like let's catch a quick coffee and whatever, then that's fine. I'm already there. But I don't think I would be at home and getting ready and go out of my way and travel just to sit in Starbucks for an hour.
Might be Cafe Nero, dude doesn't have to be started. No, just
is that any better? But I think it depends if you like the person as well. Like if you've built a rapport with that person and you get along, you just want to see, well, me anyway, when I'm into you, I just want to see you. So I don't really mind what the dynamic is.
Yes.
But I need to know that you're invested enough to be willing to put in effort. So after the coffee date, there needs to be motion after that.
I agree with you. The reason I say like a coffee date is because a lot of people meet online nowadays, right? Yeah. Which I think it's like 55% of couples meet online. So half of people still meeting through friends in real life, socially, but half online.
So online, you mean like via dating sites or like jumping in a DM type thing?
Yeah. Why are you smiling?
I don't know, because I feel like when I get a DM from a guy, I just feel like he does that to multiple women at a time and he's just kind of hoping one would reply. Unless
just casting a wide net.
Yeah, unless it's a thing where it's like he's seen you maybe at an event and he's like coming to DM like, oh, I saw you at blah, blah, blah event. I was also there. You looked amazing. I wasn't able to talk to you for whatever reason. Yeah. Then that's personalized. But when it's just kind of like, hey, beautiful, I just ignore.
So the thing is, I completely hear that. Right, and that's completely fair, especially if it's an opening message that feels like he could send to anyone. But you know how you said about, oh, maybe he saw you at an event, I didn't have time to talk to you, but you looked really interesting. He could still be doing that with a bunch of women.
Yeah, but then it's like you've seen me in person. I don't know. I just feel like it's different when someone's seen you in person than online. I don't know. It's just a different energy. And then obviously online, our pictures are all like filtered to an extent. Well, women, most of us anyway, we do our editing and stuff. So it's just like, okay, he's seen me in person. He genuinely likes me for me. And also like there's a perception online because I kind of, for myself, the kind of pictures I put up sometimes or videos, it might look like I'm very raunchy to an extent or sexualized. So I feel like if someone's just coming from an online angle, they're just thinking of the physical. I don't know. It's just...
I do hear you, But when you think a guy even approaches you in real life, do you think he's like, wow, she looks like she's got a great personality? Is that what you think guys approach?
Probably not.
It's the same reason.
But, you know, we're all to the extent superficial. Like, you know, we're human. Like I see a guy, oh, he's hot. Like that's their first thing, isn't it? Attraction is the initial thing.
100%.
So yeah, you need to find someone attractive. But I just feel like online, I don't know. I feel like, especially Instagram, for example, there's so many beautiful people. So many women that look good, type of thing. So if you're just coming in my DM because you think I look good, there's nothing special about me compared to other women if you're just going on that basis of looking good. Whereas I feel like in person, I do have a particular aura and energy. Like I would say I'm the life of the party for the most part. I'm very confident. So it's still different if you see me in person because you're catching a bit of my vibe and aura and energy.
I see. So it's almost like if they see you in person, you go, oh, they've gotten to see more of you.
A bit
so
more.
It gives you more confidence that it's actually something specific
more
about
genuine.
you as opposed to just what you look like.
I think it's a bit more genuine. And for him to actually go out of his way now, like, okay, to pursue you after seeing you in person. And, you know, some guys aren't confident to approach you in person, or you might just be with a whole bunch of people and it's just uncomfortable. He's with certain people and you don't want him to know what he's on, or whatever the circumstance. But I just feel like I would pay attention to that kind of message. Like, oh, I saw you at so-and-so. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was there. Okay. Rather than just some random dude like, oh, let me fly you out. Because nowadays I'll be thinking you're probably a serial killer or something. Like,
yeah, I
always
wonder if that open message, does that ever work? Like if a guy's like, hey, you look really, you're really hot, like let me fly you out. Does that work?
It don't work with me, but I can imagine some girls get excited because I've traveled quite a bit. I'm fortunate to have taken myself and to many places, so it doesn't excite me getting on a plane. But for some people who maybe are not exposed or haven't had the opportunity or just haven't had a guy come to them on those levels, it's exciting. It's like, oh wow. But I've had all that, so it doesn't excite me.
For sure.
It scares me actually, because I think, God.
Yeah, but like, that's what I mean. But wouldn't that scare most girls to go, oh, this random guy who I don't know wants to fly me out? Wouldn't she be like, why does he want to do that? Wouldn't she question that?
You would hope so. But unfortunately, a lot of people are just looking for clout and they're gassed up and they listen to certain music and certain lyrics. Like, yeah, I got flued out. And they just want to be able to say, I got flued out.
Damn.
Because that's a term we use. I know it's not flued out, but
yeah, of course. Like, got flued out. I mean, the risk that comes with it, I just don't think it's worth it.
Honestly, it's not. I mean, it's flattering if it's a guy that you're already feeling, you're talking with, you built that thing on, and then he's like, oh wow, he's willing to now fly me out and cover my expenses, and that's great, but not a random. That's just a red flag.
I had to go slide into my DM once where really like very attractive
I think
girl.
It's amazing when girls slide into guys' DMs.
Yeah, but it's not as direct though. It's not as,
okay.
I mean, it doesn't happen to me a lot. It happens on occasion, but it's more, she tried to get me to fly her out.
Wow, the audacity.
And I was like, it was funny because she tried to show a lot of interest. She's like, oh, I love like your stuff and your look and your vibe. Like, I think you're a gorgeous guy, whatever. And she was like, yeah, like, I'd love to see you and stuff. Why don't you fly me out there? I was like,
where was she from? Do you know?
I think she was...
She American?
No, I think she was like, I want to say Greek.
Okay.
I want to say it was somewhere in Europe. Wow. And aesthetically, she was like the kind of girl that a lot of guys would be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But I was just a bit like,
put you after that a bit.
What are you after?
Yeah.
Because I know it's not me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
A bit suspect, to be honest.
But you know how you said about, I get what you said online, because you'd go, oh, well, if it's from online, they've been attracted because of what you post. Maybe you post some raunchy stuff.
That's what they see, isn't it?
I mean, so do you feel that you don't represent yourself well online then?
I mean, I'm misinterpreted a lot of the time.
Okay.
A lot of people, when they actually get to know me, they're like, you're so cool, like you're so down to earth, you're so like chill. Do you know what I mean? Like you're such a like humble person.
Yeah.
But like when they will say, I've been told many times that when they look at like my pictures or my videos, I don't seem like I'm gonna be like that. Like I seem like I'm gonna be like full of myself and like stuck up,
Yeah.
So I feel like, I can give off a vibe, but I love pictures. I love to look good. I love, flaunting what I got. Like,
Sure.
I'm never gonna be this young again, so why not,
I respect it. I respect the honesty.
I don't feel like I should change that.
Why don't you add the stuff that shows this other side of humility and the more warmer side of you,
I
as
think-
opposed to just the
Yeah.
I'm this baddie living this lifestyle.
I think I'm trying to protect a bit of my privacy. So
I see.
I think online, yeah, you just see that one side. I don't really open up much about my private life. People don't really know what's going on with me, you know, what I do. A lot of people seem surprised I've got children, but I do have my children on my page. You just have to scroll down a bit.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
always like a shocker for people. They're like, what? And I'm like, well, they're on my page.
Yeah.
But I think at one point I was doing a family thing, like all my posts are like family orientated, and they were getting reposted on so many family pages. And it was nice. But obviously the internet is not a safe place for children, unfortunately.
Yeah. To protect
there's
them
just a
for
lot of
sure.
psychopaths out there. So I think, I sometimes think, if I showed my personality, you know, I'd reach so much more people and probably open more doors.
True.
But I think there's a fear in me as well that, you know, there's a lot that comes with it. There's a lot of criticism that's going to come. There's a lot of people just intrusive and
I get that.
I don't know.
I think people, if you're somebody that people follow, like if you've got a following or they're interested in what you're doing, there are always going to be people who are going to be intrusive in the sense of they want to know what you're doing next. I don't say where are you, but they want to know as much about you because they're a fan, essentially.
Yeah.
So most of it, I think, comes from a place of admiration. You know, like, oh, I'm a fan of this person, so I really like seeing. what they're doing.
I mean, even haters are fans.
Sure.
Their way of expressing. It's
I love
different,
that.
But
You
they
say
are
you
fans.
hate me, but it's because you
they're
secretly
fans.
love
They're
me.
obsessed. Like they're absolutely
Yeah,
obsessed. You
it's
know,
true.
so they're obsessed with everything you're doing, but there's something in them, insecurity or something in them where they're not comfortable in their own skin, and it upsets them or annoys them or agitates them that you are, and you know, it triggers them, so they come off on an angle. But really and truly, they admire you, and you know, like you said, they want to. There's something in you they would like to have themselves, basically, because nobody hates on a tramp, right?
It's true. People never punch down.
Yeah,
they're always punching up. They're always trying to punch up. What do you think is something that, if a guy was going to quote unquote slide into your DMs and he hadn't seen you at an event, what would make you go, okay, maybe I'm open to something with this guy?
It's rare. I'm just thinking now, like in reality, like DMs I get and anyone who I've maybe, I'm not gonna lie, I have responded back to celebrities just because I'm like, oh.
I get that.
Sure, I hear you. Because I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I listen to your music, like, yeah, you know, what are you saying? But other than that, I just ain't got time for it. Honestly.
How often, I think guys don't know, how often does someone of like celebrital status, would you say, message like DMs?
There was a time when it was quite common. I think one of my videos went viral, and when it goes viral, it tends to go viral in the States predominantly for some reason, and everyone thinks I'm American as well. Like online, that everyone always assumes I'm American. I'm like, no, I'm from the UK, and they're like, oh, you don't look like it, or you wouldn't assume it, or whatever.
Yeah.
So that happened. I don't know if it was like around a year ago. I had a video, and then I had all these like producers and DJs, athletes, rappers. It was literally like every day there was a new one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What did that feel like? What was that like?
You know, it was what's the word? It did make me feel like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's validating, isn't it? It's validating.
Yeah, it definitely was. Then at the same time, I was just like, oh, is this what these guys are on? Like, they just go around like DMing girls, and again, there's always that side of me that thinks, oh.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would think. Do you know what's so interesting is, as a guy, right? There's a bit of a. I think the same can happen, but for different reasons. Especially if it seems like a guy's kind of leveling up in himself, where. Because I think sometimes what can happen is, as a guy, maybe, you know, when you're starting out, or, you know, when you're younger and stuff, maybe you're not getting that much attention, and then you elevate yourself in your career, in your profession, financial, all of this. And then these girls just start coming out the woodworks, and you're like, it's not for me though. You feel like it's not genuine. Yeah. Because I think there's this fantasy that I think guys have. They're like, oh, I just want to be chosen for who I am. If you were choosing me for me, you'd have chosen me 10 years ago. But I think the reality is there's a level of tangible things that women look for, which is, I don't blame them for it. Like, fair enough. But
yeah, because when you flip it, guys as well, it's like the DMs, the girls whose DMs they're going into, they all are, I guess, attractive.
Sure.
And if that girl wasn't attractive, would you be coming in their DMs?
As a friend, yeah.
Let's be real now. Why?
I mean, I've never DM'd the girls anyway, so, but yeah,
but
true.
like as a friend, but I would just meet people organically if it's for a friendship.
Yeah, of course.
I just feel like, we're all like guys, they want to talk to girls who look nice, nice bodies, dress good, and girls, we like to talk to guys who are doing something, got something going on, attractive. So we're the same.
It's true.
We just look for different things.
Areas. Yeah, different things for sure. What's one thing you feel you know about men now that you didn't 20 years ago?
Oh, okay, that would have been rude.
Nah, say it. Go on. Say it. Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest, Delicia. Say it.
I've lost a lot of respect for men.
Say more.
I've lost a lot of respect for men. I just feel
that look
like
was cold, guys. If you felt that look just then, that was ice. Go on, tell. Let's get into
like
it.
When I was younger, I was very optimistic about guys. Okay. I feel like a lot of guys are just not genuine at all. Like they're just full-time actors.
Say
like
more.
Literally.
What have you seen or experienced that is giving you this impression?
Because guys, to an extent, we all wear a mask, right? Like when we first meet someone, we're putting on our best foot forward.
That's right.
But with guys, I think they just take it a bit too far. Like they would literally try to morph themselves into who they think you want them to be.
Yeah.
And this is why they're not consistent, because you can only fake it for so long.
True.
But I didn't realize that, like when I was younger, I just thought like I used to really be protecting guys. Like when like that male bashing thing that goes around, like men are trash, all of that. It's like no, there's good men. But now I just feel like
who spoiled you, man? She used to be on the good team.
I feel like there is good men, but it's rare. Like it's so rare. It's so rare.
I don't.
And they've all got issues. Like most men have serious issues. Like I know us girls, like a lot of us girls got issues too. I think as a human race, we're just all messed up. But I feel like with men, they have some serious issues.
When you say it's rare, what have you don't have to say anything you don't want to. Okay. What is it that you've seen that's making you go, actually, just like a good guy is just feels rare right now?
It just was rare. Like at one point I was like heavily into Christianity, into the church, and I was a born again Christian. And it was a pastor who'd came over and he stayed at my place.
Why did he stay at your place?
He had nowhere to stay. But he was a man of God. So
I see.
He was a pastor, man of God. He was sitting on a sofa, etc., etc.
Okay.
But then he was like trying to move to me,
Right.
And
right.
Yeah, of course, at the time, like my husband is in the house and he had trust in this guy. So when I told him, he was furious. He was furious, and it just made me feel like even men with this type of position, they would just any way they can build your trust, they will do it, but then they still all have the same motive. They still just all want to get in your knickers. I can't use him to represent every man, I know. But I've
You're
seen
like, this is a man of God.
Because he had a wife, he had a kid, and he was like, very complimentary of me, very complimentary to my husband about me and about my husband also to me and all of that. And then, you're doing these sneaky things, and he was trying to, like, I actually met him up because he stayed, but he left before me and my husband woke up, which was great, but he left his watch intentionally. I said, make sure you got everything. So he took everything else, his toothbrush, but he happened to leave his watch. So obviously, about a few hours later, when my husband's at work, he's called me, I've left my watch, and can we come and get it? I said, no, I'll meet you in a coffee shop.
Nice.
So I did that. And in a coffee shop, he was literally trying to massage my foot, give me your leg, on a massage your foot. And I was like, no. And he's like, are you frigid? I was like, yeah, I am. Towards you, I am.
Wow.
So imagine if he'd come to my house.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing that in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, if I had your husband met him before?
Yeah.
Oh, your husband had met him before?
Yeah, we'd met at the church. So he was like coming over from Africa. So he was visiting the church. So he was a close friend of the pastor from the church who spoke very highly of this guy. So he's coming over to the UK for the first time.
Why didn't he stay with that guy?
He had been, but we were like close. We were living like, right in London. The pastor was living in the outskirts.
I see.
So he made it like, oh yeah, just for one night. So we're like, okay, cool.
Fair.
We sit on the sofa. You'll be
Fair.
out in the morning. We gotta, sometimes when you're in the faith, you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Sure,
but then it's
there's
like,
level of generosity.
we're in the body of Christ. And I think a lot of religious men, they do use that as a weapon to manipulate you as a woman.
I think it can happen for sure. It's sorry to hear that happen. And
no, it's fine. I wasn't raped or anything, thank God.
Sure. And you handled yourself well from that situation.
Yeah.
I completely hear that. It's interesting because both things can be true.
Yeah.
And even Christians fail from the ideal. Doesn't excuse him.
Mm-hmm.
But especially if he's a pastor.
Yeah, you'd expect more. But it just made me and I've seen this just many instances or things like that, like men who you would put on a high pedestal because of their titles or how they show themselves in public, as quote unquote good men, and then they're all on the same thing, like literally.
I have a question. I want to be completely brutally honest and objective.
Okay.
Was he the kind of man that just based on appearance and just in first impressions would attract a woman like you?
He wasn't my type.
Okay, let me put it this way. Women who are like, I hate speaking like this because it sounds like high school, but I'm just going to.
Mm-hmm.
Women who are kind of on a similar kind of attractiveness level as you are, is he the kind of man who would attract that?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay, so what can happen, it doesn't excuse it, is that he's not been tested. What I mean is that when you get a man who has never really been with beautiful women before, and he has close proximity to women, and if he thinks there's an opportunity, it's a level of temptation he's never been faced with. And so that's why I said, it doesn't excuse it, but that's why I said that even Christians can fall from the ideal, because this is a level of temptation for him, not saying it was on the table, but a level of temptation for him that he's never had to build the strength for, because it was never an opportunity for him. If he was the kind of man who was used to dealing with beautiful women, he would not have been tempted by you in the same way. Doesn't excuse it.
No, it's very disrespectful.
Of course,
my husband as well. Because,
of course,
they were like,
of course,
it's real cool, it's cool and stuff like that.
I would have fought the guy.
Yeah,
if that was with my woman and the guy was doing that, for sure. But
it actually started from the night before, because I remember my husband was like, he's tired, and the pastor was like, oh yeah, get some rest. And I was like, yeah, I'll join you shortly. So we were actually alone on a sofa like this, not as big as this one though, but like this. And then I think I'd taken off like my makeup and stuff, and he was just like, wow, like you're absolutely stunning without makeup. So he was already like, as soon as my husband was out the room, he just was pouncing on me so everything was intentional. Do you know what I mean?
I
like
for
from him
sure.
leaving his watch and then trying to meet me the next day in a coffee shop, and he wanted to sit at the back, and I was like, let's sit at the front. But even at the front, literally the window was right there with people walking past the high street. And we actually saw one of their elder sisters from the church walking past, and she came in and was like, oh, nice to see you. But he didn't flutter, like he was all over me. So he's like, it was just...
And like I said, it does not excuse it. And I'm not saying, when I say temptation, I don't mean like, oh, I'm really hungry. I've walked into like a room and there's like hot bread cookies there. I'm like, oh, now I'm tempted. As in, cool, I know I'm hungry and I'm about to go to a feast where I'm not allowed to eat.
Yeah,
but it's like, you know what,
different level of self-control.
That's what I mean. Like I said, it's not an excuse, but I think women underestimate how powerful beauty is on a man, how powerful it is to him. Like it really, like, you know, we talk about Cleopatra, you know, she had Julius Caesar and Marcus Antony like fighting over her. You know, they went to war.
Yeah, men have huge egos. I've had men fight over me that I don't even know. Like I've been out and two guys are literally like fighting. And I'm like, oh, she's with me. And I'm like, I don't even know any of you.
She's with me. I'm not with anyone. Honestly, who are you people?
No, it's really embarrassing because it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, it's true.
Like literally, one guy literally threatened to kill someone. Like, and I was just like,
wow.
Yeah, it turned really violent. And I was just like, guys, it's I think they just have a huge ego. Like sometimes it's just about ego. It's not even just because they find you attractive or whatever. It's just literally like territorial. Like, nah, like I was checking for her first.
It can be that, but part of it is also to demonstrate themselves to you.
That is such a turn off, honestly.
Sure, but it's a thing. I mean, it's part of peacocking, is what they say. Do you know what I mean? You ever heard of peacocking?
No.
So you know the animal peacocks,
Mhm.
right? So you know they have like these very extravagant tails.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
So it's funny. The males have more beautiful tails than the females.
Oh wow. Okay.
But that's because the males will show off how beautiful their feathers and tails are, right,
Mhm.
to attract females.
Okay.
That's where the term peacocking comes
Like
from.
men, they use their money.
Use their money, use their dominance, use their status, all of that.
Mhm.
Because these are things that ultimately do attract women. Like if they
Yeah.
did, let's be honest, it does.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I'm saying in that environment, you know, it wouldn't be surprising that part of it is yes, because of their attraction to you, but also because they're trying to peacock to demonstrate to you that, yeah, I am the top guy.
God.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. But I hear you. I get that. But I've seen the dark side of some women too, you know. I won't even lie to you.
Okay, sure. Let's hear. I'm a female and I know what females are capable of. So
What are females capable of?
girls be crazy.
Like?
They can do anything, isn't it? They can when it comes to man, like some girls take it far. Like
Even if they've got a man.
Okay, yeah, like literally, if they like you, if a girl's invested in a guy, like they see red, like any other female, or he's doing something, it's just like possession. It's again, we as females, we can be very calculated.
True.
I've never fought over a guy, and I would never fight over a guy because I just feel like if you have to fight over him, that says enough. He's not yours because you don't have to fight for anything that's yours. And he wouldn't put you in a position where you felt like you had to do that. Because if it's a circumstance where you're out with a guy, I've never been in one myself, but I've seen it or like on skits and stuff or whatever. Yeah. You know, you're out with a guy and another girl comes and like, that's my man. And you're willing to fight her. Like you should be speaking to the guy like, you've not told me about this.
I agree.
Or like, if you're aware of it, then just be quiet because you're in the wrong. Like
Do you think that's the same approach that men should take? That I would never fight over a woman?
Yeah, I think so. You shouldn't. I don't think. Again, if she's making you have to, if you feel you have to fight for her, then clearly something's not right.
Yeah, I agree.
You need to go sit down and discuss. Like, there's obviously something not right here. Like, why is she entertaining other men? You know, why? That is why. You know, firstly, before you start, because if it's not that person, it's gonna be another person.
True.
You know.
Yeah, I agree.
The problem is with your relationship or your delusion.
Yeah. Yeah, well, so it's so true. The delusion is real. Yeah, I mean, I won't lie to you. I've experienced similar, not someone round, but women who are taken make passes at me.
Why do you think that is?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I think in their heads, I represent the guy. In their heads, they think I represent the guy that they would have chosen if they could. So they feel like they're settled with the guy that they're with.
Okay, so you're the one they want. You're like their ideal.
They think I represent that, yeah. In their head.
So how do you handle that kind of situation?
Oh, well, I just do the thing and keep it moving. No, I'm joking.
Oh, you hit and run. No, you do. That's why you're laughing.
No.
But you have done.
I definitely
It depends
don't.
on the female or the situation.
No, because I believe in energy. I believe in karma. So I think
no one's perfect. So.
No one's perfect. It's true. No one's perfect.
No one's perfect.
But it's more. I have had a situation where I found out she was married after the fact. I didn't know.
Oh, she never said.
Yeah.
But did you know she was involved with anybody?
No.
Did you ask?
I didn't know I had to ask.
Yeah, you have to ask.
I didn't know I didn't know if someone was moving to me and we were spending some time and we were just having fun. I didn't know I had to ask.
To be honest, you should have said, but also you should. Yeah, this day and age, you have to ask.
Well, I didn't see a wedding ring.
She's playing a guy's game because guys, unless you ask them, they will play like they're single. They could be like locked down, 3 kids, living with a woman for 20 years. They say nothing. Like they will play like they're
definitely
available.
An African man.
Nigerian. Yeah.
Damn, why is she coming for us Nigerians?
Oh, you're Nigerian.
Yeah.
You guys have such a bad rep, but for the right reasons.
Nah, never. We are good boys, isn't it?
I don't think there's a faithful Nigerian man on the planet. Honestly.
Is your...
No.
So why would you say that? Have you ever been with a Nigerian before?
Yeah. And Nigerians love me. I swear, Nigerians always come for me. I was
Nah,
like,
never.
you, let's stay home with your wife and kids. Leave me alone. They just don't care. There's no boundary with
No,
them.
should I tell you what it was? We're just a very giving people. You know, we're generous. We want to give you a family, give you a family,
community
but we don't
D.
tell you because we know you would jeopardize what I want to give to her, and we're just generous. That's just what it is. I'm joking. I'm playing.
Yeah, but that's probably how they think. But it's just, I just feel like in life, if everyone was just direct with one another, it would just make things so much easier.
No,
because there's women out there, like you would tell them, look, I got my missus, I got my children, and they'll be down to be the side chick.
Oh,
But
I've had
just
women.
let them know.
I've had women approach me saying that they're down to be the side chick.
You see? So why do you need to play games?
But I'm not.
That's when
No,
people go
but,
crazy when you're playing games. That's when they go mad. And be like,
okay,
"You know
so
what?"
first off, any like I've always been fully upfront and transparent. You know, in certain situations that could be, you know, difficult for the average person. But I have seen, women appreciate that because it's like, well, they know what they're getting into.
Exactly, right.
I hear that. But what I'm saying is, my point was, I've had women who either know I'm taken or they're taken, still make a pass and make a move on me. Sometimes they just want to have something different.
Yeah, I think
don't know,
a
you
lot
tell
of
me.
women, it's like, it's always been said that, men need, they can't just be one woman, or they need something new. But I think women are like that as well. Like, we get bored. Want to try something different.
So I guess my question is, because I think that is a thing. There is like this innate desire in men for, like, we're just talking sexually, not emotionally. Emotionally, I think men can only deal with one woman, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure, sexually variety. You know, there's innate desire in men to have that variety. To what extent do you think that is apparent for women? And do you think that happens at different seasons in her life?
Yeah, 100%. I think humans, we get bored. Sometimes, like, we separate things with gender, but let's just talk like we're all humans.
Sure.
Like, if we ate the same food day in, day out, we're gonna get bored. We're gonna want to try something different.
So is it for women they want something sexually different, or do they want to be with a different man and try that?
I think it just depends on the context of their relationship that they're in already. If we're talking about women that are taken, so like a woman that's taken, you know, there's factors. So if it's sexual, perhaps her guy, you know, is having erectile problems.
That's different because there's a problem.
Maybe he's not satisfying her sexually. So then now the desire to be with another man is in her head, like, oh, you know, maybe this man can give me what I want. But I think it's deeper than that. I think sometimes it could be like a coworker or a friend, and they seem to have interest in you, and then they're listening to your problems, and then you just start like liking the person. And it starts off sometimes, I think, emotionally with women.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point where you're like, you actually want to be intimate with them because you feel that level of intimacy already, like on the surface, and they're seeming to care more about you than your significant other.
But that's my point. It's not purely sexual though. It's not like you have a woman where she's content and fulfilled in her relationship, but she desires another man purely for sexual reasons.
I think there is people like that though. I think, you know, when you look at, there's a lot of women who have perhaps, because I think with any relationship, but I was talking from like my point of view as a female, you may marry a man for a different reason. So some women marry genuinely for love, like they're in love and they get married. Others marry with for a paycheck, like this guy's wealthy. Don't fancy him. It's not my type, but I'm going to get a certain lifestyle.
That's the woman who would go elsewhere sexually.
Of course.
Sure. Because she was never content with him
right.
in regards to that.
Exactly. So that makes sense. Like, she's just gonna go for her type and just maybe be on a spree of just like having one night stands or just having a side man, because in her husband, it was never that and it would never be that. Do you know what I mean? So it just depends, I think. But I feel like a woman, if you're like attracted, like you're insanely attracted to your partner, it's very hard to cheat. Like, if the attraction is like a magnet, you don't see no one else. Like, literally.
Do they not get bored? Like you said?
You can, but I think that can be cured as well. Like, sometimes it's literally just a night out, a date night.
Yeah,
and then the boredom goes, do something fun, something different, or just a little weekend getaway. You know, you got to keep the fire burning. So there's things you can do, but like with everything, you got to put in effort, because it never makes sense to me when you hear of guys that are like in a marriage or in a relationship, they're no longer dating the woman. They've stopped putting in effort. So when that breaks down, they now are going to start doing that with someone new, because to get a new woman, you have to put effort in initially, like a decent woman. You know, you're going to have to court her, you're going to have to date her. So it's like, why didn't you just put that into what you had before?
Well, when you say, as in, I think get a new woman while he still has the current
No,
relationship.
like maybe it's broken down now.
Oh, I see.
And then now he's gonna have to. So what she was maybe saying to him, like, "Oh, you're not dating me anymore. You're not putting effort." He's like, "Oh yeah, but we don't need to do that. It's not important." Blah 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 blah. And then you've now lost a fundamentally good woman, a woman that's by your side, had your back, you ride or die, because you didn't want to put the effort in, or you're counting the pennies. But then now you're gonna go and have to find a woman, all this trauma people are carrying around and baggage, you know, like, and then you're going to be now dating her. So you could have just put that money into your ride or die and had something solid long term. But then I don't know. I agree.
No, I agree with you. I do think that you should still, for both, you should still keep dating each other while you're in the relationship.
Yeah,
like you should both be dating each other. I agree.
Yeah.
I think there's two things with that. One, I think what can happen is a man will take her out to a fancy nice dinner because he knows that's what she likes, but that's not something he can afford on the regular.
So in a circumstance like that, because I've heard things like that, do you think that the guy is just looking to just have like a quick, you know, fling with her, and then he's going to duck out because he knows he can't afford her or maintain her, or like what or is he punching? Like, I don't understand that.
So wait, what's the question?
So basically, like a guy, you said that it would take a woman to like a fancy restaurant because he knows that's what she likes.
Yes.
But he can't afford that. So when he's doing that, when he enters into that kind of situation, is he looking to just get, you know, roll in the mattress with her and duck? Or is he punching? Like, is he like punching above his weight, but he's going to keep trying to punch to keep her there? Like, I don't understand why a guy would do that.
Well, the reason he does it is because he wants her to like him. Now, why he wants her to like him could be any of those reasons. It could be because he's just looking for a fling, but it could be he goes, I actually want to be with this woman, but what it is that she likes is not maybe something that I can sustain right now. But he's not going to stop trying to get that woman if he thinks she's a good woman.
That's men, right?
Sure.
They're very honest.
Sure.
Themselves.
Personally, I do the complete opposite. The longer she's with me, the more she will get.
Yeah, some men make you work for it.
It's not about work for it, but it's more about, if I've only taken you out on one day, I don't know if I like you enough to take you away. No matter how good, no matter how good you look.
Yeah, going back to that flued out thing, I always think that as well. Like, a guy doesn't know you. Why does he want to go away with you? I could be a psychopath. Like, I could be a crazy woman.
It's
like,
true.
You know, there's a lot of crazy people
I don't understand.
Here.
I don't understand
I'm
why.
thinking, like, as a guy, you're brave as well. I could be a setup chick.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean?
She
like,
could have STDs.
I don't think that ever goes in guys' mind.
It goes in my mind.
Yeah, but you're obviously a sensible guy. But like, most men, they don't care about anything. Also, like as well,
do you know what? Do you know what it is? I just don't. Do you know what? Okay, like, I'm not even like a big famous person. Like, sure, I'm doing okay for myself, but I just think I just have too much to lose to give that to the wrong woman.
Yeah, yeah.
I just have too much. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just think it's just, and the reason I say this is because I think I've experienced a lot of women be in love with the idea of me.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not actually me, it's what they think I can give them or whatever. Because I go, whatever it is, right? Insert here. Don't get me wrong. Of course, as a man, you know, you date attractive women, that's fun. But I do think that I think sometimes a guy has to go through dating women who are really attractive almost consistently to get to a point where it's like,
it's not a big deal anymore.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they always say, I've seen something that goes on online, it's like, never be a guy's first baddie. Like, it's dangerous because he gonna be tripping and giving you hell. Like, he don't know how to
there's two sides to that. It could be that he's a psychopath because he wants to keep you and claim you, but it could be that he's the biggest simp for you. He'll do anything you want.
So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that word, simp. What do you think of this whole simp term that's been fluttering around? Because it's a new word. It's pretty new.
Yeah.
The last couple of years. And I also think, like, from what I've seen online, when it's usually men that throw it around to kind of
shame on the men.
Right.
Yeah.
But when they're describing it, or the men they're calling simps, is actually the kind of men that women want.
No, it's not.
Well, from what I've seen, like, when they're cussing, I'm like, that's the perfect guy to me. So yeah, explain your idea of a simp then.
So maybe. I think a simp is a guy who's overly generously investing in a woman who's not reciprocating desire back to him.
In what sense though? Like financially or?
Everything. Could be time, attention, money, gifts, favors.
Yeah, that's nice.
Of course, it's great for you as a woman. Of course it is, because you get to receive, like you're on the receiving, you benefit from it, right? But ultimately, because the thing is, doing those things isn't the problem as a man. It's doing those things for a woman who doesn't desire you. That's what makes you a simp. Because if you're doing that for a woman who's not reciprocating interest, desire, effort towards you in the way that you care about,
but how would you know that? Like, okay, so for example, I've had that comment put. So I remember I was telling you about a couple of reels that I did. So one of the reels I did that was very controversial is I was in Dubai and I'd gone.
Got flew out. Sorry.
No, that's what the comments assumed. I actually took myself. Was it last year or the year before? Last year with my sister.
Yes.
And so we were walking through the corridor. So I had a swimsuit. And we was on our way to the pool party, so the pool was in the background. So I had a swimsuit and I had like this sheer cover-up thing. Okay. So my caption was, what did I put? I put something like, in Dubai, or having fun in Dubai while my husband is looking after our 3 kids. Oh my God, the men weren't happy.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
I can imagine. Yeah. I can
the
imagine.
way they were so pressed. So the women were like, there was a few women that were like haterish as well, like just coming, because like, girl, just because you don't have that privilege, like you, because you know, I'm blessed that I have the opportunity to still be able to travel. My husband is, you know, hands-on. He loves his children. He's willing to give me that freedom and stuff like that. But not every wife or woman has that privilege. Like some guys, like you're staying in a house, you're lucky if you even get to go out for a night out with your friends sometimes. Like that's how a lot of dynamics in relationships can be, and the guy's doing his thing and you're stuck home being the housewife and all of that. So yeah, there was a bit of, but then there was a lot of women like, yes girl, like that's what's up, body tea, like a lot of compliments. But it's the men, they're like, oh, he's clearly a simp, It's like, you don't know our dynamic. How do you know that he next week is not going Thailand with his boys and I'm looking after the girls? But it's a problem because it's a woman doing it.
I think
literally, if a guy said that, no one would care. You might get a few angry women in the comments.
I think
women.
I think women would throw hate if I think if a guy was like out in Thailand with the boys while the missus is home with the kids,
would be. Some
women would all hate.
Some women, yeah.
I think the proportion of men who gave you hate, the same proportion of women would give him hate.
You think?
For sure. Because you'd be like, oh, typical, you know, you're out, you're not a present father, she's doing all the work, you're a deadbeat, she's doing all the work. So like, I get it, but what I'm saying is it is very much the other way as well. If he was out, you're at home looking at kids.
Maybe, but I think generally in society, men just have a bigger leeway. Like it is pretty much like common for the woman to always be looking after the children while the guy's at work, or, you know, it goes on.
It's because we carry more responsibility. That's why.
You know, there's reasons for things, but, you know, yeah, like it's more seen as normal, like that's the norm. But I think when a woman, that's where there's a lot of, you see the speech going around like women in male-dominated fields, because that's probably what I did right there. So it's just like, oh, I've left him at home, looking after the kids, because that's not looking after the kids while I'm partying in Dubai. And obviously Dubai has this perception. So that's what I was in the comments as well, that I've gone there to have stuff done to me for money. So people are like, oh yeah, she got shitted on for 50K. I see.
Yeah, so it's the location as well.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
and then
the
women that were like throwing shade, they were like, oh, you shouldn't dress like that in that country. That's inappropriate. I'm thinking, I'm at a pool party. Like, can you not see? I'm not just walking on the streets of Dubai like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like a lot of women that were just like being catty, but then there was people literally fighting each other in the comments over me. Like some people were like, you're just jealous of that. And it was like my notifications was just going off the ham. Yeah. But
even bad engagement is good engagement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a lot. I was just like, wow. Like,
I think
once you put something like that, you're real pretty much. If you look a certain way, you're going to go viral. I know what to do. If I want a reel to go viral or like do really well with engagement, just put a controversial caption.
It's true.
And that's it. And another one I did, which I don't know why some men were very pressed. I was about to go into an event. I was looking cute, and just a quick video, like literally 10 seconds. I won't even do it, but and then I wrote, Mama Free in her finest babe era. Again, that tickled a lot of men's feathers. Why?
What was it? Mama
Free in her finest era.
Mama Free in her finest era.
Why are they pressed? They were angry with me.
What were they saying? I think I can
look after your kids, the poor kids. like, I've gone out once and then look after my kids. Like, people on the internet are like not normal.
It's true.
So
Like, I think
you get a 10-second clip. I'm out. Like, clearly, it's an event, a night out, and I've gone out one, and it's like, yeah, the poor kids, look after her kids. She's for the streets. Probably got a different dad for all the kids. Probably don't know who the dad is. Recreational use only.
Sure. Yeah, I've heard that.
You ready to implement what you've learned here in your own life? Because if you're watching this, then you already know there's a lot I can't say on YouTube. The real patterns I see, the psychology behind why certain men behave the way they do, the exact moves for you to make so you start getting more of what you want. If you've been following along and something's finally clicked, then you might be ready for the next level where you move beyond theory and actually implement these learnings so you can get some outcomes in your own life with someone who actually gets it. I've found the real breakthroughs happen when I'm able to have a one-to-one with you. So if you're finally ready to stop spinning your wheels and get the outcomes you think you deserve, let's talk. Use the one-to-one link in the description and I'll be in touch. Now enjoy the rest of the episode. Hello?
So I think what it is that there is a archetype of a woman and men that both men and women have.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an archetype of a woman that men have that we have seen, I'm going to say, pushed in our faces, because I don't think it represents the majority of women.
Yeah.
That she is the kind of woman who is very focused on being aesthetically pleasing, who maybe has kids, but is trying to live like she's 24, 25. And she gets flown out to places like Dubai. So
Okay.
I think what happens is, and like you said, you know what kind of stuff you post, and you even feel that some of the things you post maybe don't actually demonstrate a lot of who you are in terms of your character,
family
principles, and
side.
values.
Yeah,
Right.
literally.
So what happens is when you post certain things, certain things you post are like a cue that match up with that archetype of woman. So when they're saying those things, it's because they believe you are that archetype. It's not actually about you. It's because they go, oh, she's done this. She is that archetype.
And I think
of
a lot of
woman.
them are actually are bitter baby daddies. So they've perhaps got a baby mom who's, glowed up, perhaps not with them anymore, glowed up, doing her thing, or like selfish to an extent, looking good, and they're projecting onto me because I just don't understand like how I'm a stranger.
Yeah,
you just come across me like nothing nice to say, scroll pie. Like that's the same, right? If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything.
No, I say bring me all the hate. It's all engagement.
Yeah, no, but I'm just thinking like me is like I like to think I'm quite a healthy person.
Mm-hmm.
So like I see things online. I see women wearing certain things and like doing all sorts for attention and like, like wearing thongs and clapping it and doing all sorts. I'm like, scroll by.
Yeah, but
because I ain't got nothing nice to say. I'm gonna scroll by. But how dare you come into my page and tell me what type of mum I am and you don't know me from Adam. Like you don't know nothing about me.
I do hear you, Delicia. I do think
cheeky.
I don't think it's men who have their like baby dads or whatever. I think it's men who don't get attention from women at all. And I would say
definitely.
When women are hating on men or are showing hate, it's the kind of woman that men are not pursuing for something real. And so that's 100%. Why they feel about it, right? But if we're being honest, Delicia, like, the stuff you post, because for attention though. Like let's keep it real. Don't pretend like it's not.
Not really. I mean that.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but let's just
but if I'm saying attention, it's like I feel like
why do you post it?
In real life, like let's say I go anywhere, people always assume that I'm younger than I am.
Sure.
And then once I open up and say I've got a child or children, they're always shocked. They're like, what? Like, huh?
I was surprised when you told me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm proud
Sure.
of how I look. I go to the gym. I invest a lot of time, energy, and money into my appearance. So I'm looking good. Why would I show it off?
So
literally just that.
But that's my point though. So you just said, why wouldn't I show it off? So, because the thing is, you're posting content to get admiration from strangers. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't look at it like that. I mean, do you know what?
Okay,
on the flip side of it, I do inspire a lot of women. Like I get a lot of women, like for real. Like I get a lot of women that I've known in person. No. Like I do gym, but I don't put the gym stuff on my actual page. I've got a highlight for it. So I'm in the gym at least 3 times a week. I don't know, because I don't know. I haven't. I was thinking to, but I'm not really sure. So I get women
Go
that
on.
like, oh, you know, like, give me some tips, or like, I admire you, I want to be like you, and how do you do this? And like, they're literally like, I'm keeping some women's going, like, in a sense, like, wow, you can still have a life, you can still look good, like having children is not the end, because there's also that perception sort of like, oh, you're finished once you have a kid, your body's done, you're done, no one's gonna want you, you won't have a life. So I actually show that side, like, and I get messages like all the time, like, Radi, like, you actually show people that you can have a kid and still be smashing it and killing these girls that even got children. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
but I don't disagree with that, but that is not the temperament of your posts. So if you were posting stuff of like you going for a run, you having a nice meal, you looking
I
nice
do
and cute at home and
post
stuff like that.
of a meal.
Sure, but that's not majority of your posts.
Okay, so let me hear, because I don't
Well,
know.
you're the one who said that your posts are a certain kind of way.
Some are like, my next post, I've got it, I'm gonna put it up.
I'm not
I haven't
hating
done
you for it,
yet.
by the way.
I'm wearing like a raunchish outfit because I went to a white party, but it's
Sure.
banging.
Oh, I'm going to
Because
watch
I don't
that.
like to look like everyone else, so I get myself from America. So it's a nice cat suit, but it's a bit mesh on the sides and stuff, but it looks banging.
Nice.
So it's just a picture. I don't really put too much reels on. It's just a picture. So how would
But you know the
pictures...
kind of posts that you're making. You even said it yourself. Here's the thing. The reason you don't like men who approach you on Instagram is because you know exactly the kind of stuff you post. So you go, cool, if you're approaching me because of the kind of stuff I post, I already know what kind of frame of mind you're in, which means because you're not a dumb woman, you're intelligent. So you know what you know what you're doing. So, and I don't hate you for it. This is not a criticism, but I am asking you to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to be like, hey, I work hard. I put a lot of investment in myself to look good. I want to show it off. And yeah, validation, attention feels good. Nothing wrong with that. But you're going to get some good stuff and bad stuff. And that's just what comes with it. You have to be able to accept
that is fine. But, you know, the majority, if you actually look through my comments, like 95% are women.
Good
so
or
I'm
bad?
not a first trap.
Positive?
Yeah.
Well, you don't think you have any thirst traps?
I'm not saying I have any, but I'm not. I'm not saying I have any, but I'm not a first trap, because I find that the women that are like you see, Instagram is just a free for all. You just see all sorts of women doing all sorts of like things that there should be on OF, if anything, like get paid for it. If you're gonna go this far,
yours is thirst trappy. Let's keep it.
Some things might be in that, but that's only because I look a certain way. If I was like 300 pounds doing that, would you still say that? If I was like obese and I had certain things on, you wouldn't say that, because no one's being thirsty for it. Like, you wouldn't.
No, it's not in sense of because you look after yourself physically. It's the kind of posts and the kind of things
what
reels.
kind of thing have you seen and you're like, oh, that's a first trap?
Should we have a look?
Yeah, go for it, because I'm intrigued.
I'll see if I can show you guys. Right? Should we see?
Oh my god.
Let's go. Hey, listen, I'm not saying it's every single one.
No, definitely not.
I'm not saying it's every. Okay, so for example, I'll show you this one here.
And I see.
This one here, right?
And the ALOS.
No. I'm saying, you know how you said about mum of three still looks good?
Okay, yeah.
That represents that.
Definitely.
100%.
100%.
I'm not going to say you're wearing fitness wear.
I was feeling
say
good that day, boy.
I hear you. Good for you, girl.
I had a new wig on and everything.
Good for you, girl. I'm here for it. If you go, okay.
You're not gonna find nothing, man.
No.
I've got pictures in bikini that I'm scared to post. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to post this. As nice as I look, I'm not even gonna post this. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. I have to go from the top.
Did it swipe off? I'm trying to. Oh, what, in the leopard?
Was it the leopard?
What, a video? That was a bit playfulness after a shoot. Is that what it is?
Mate, what is the first frame of that?
Yeah, that's the guy he did that, but it was actually the photographer's video he had on his page, and I thought,
is that first frame thirst trap? Yes or no?
Okay, I'll accept that.
Thank you.
I'll accept that, but that's a rare one. You had to scroll for a bit. Let's be real.
No, I just want to find something that was very clearly thirst trappy that you couldn't deny.
Yeah,
I don't hate you for it. I'm not hating you for it, but you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I feel like I show sex appeal. I don't really like the word first trap. I feel like if I want to first trap, I could really first trap, and I don't.
I'm not saying you can't do more extreme stuff, but to say that's not thirst trap, you'd be lying to yourself, and you know that.
Interesting.
Do you think I'm wrong?
I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Would you want your daughters posting that?
Well, they're not of age.
Would you want your daughters posting that?
They're not of age, so they can't. They're like, my children are in primary school. But if once they're a certain age, why not? They're covered. I'm covered. You know what I mean? I've got
So in that style, so
clothed.
I know you're covered,
like
but if you're wearing something really tight and the angle is literally up at your booty, she loves it. She loves it so much.
No, just say how it is. But you know what? I look good, so I don't care.
I'm not
I've
denying
had 3 children,
it,
so I'm proud that I can still do that. Like,
and that's what I'm saying, Delicia. I'm not hating you for it, but just be honest with it. I'm not gonna sit here. Okay, so for example,
it's good to know that's how men look at it, because
that's how everyone looks at it. That's how everyone looks at it. That's how women look at it. That's how men look at it. So that's how dogs look at it. That's how cats look at it.
I follow girls who like be putting like things like that out. I just think, oh, she's just showing off because she looks good. I don't class it as first trap, but you know.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, shall I tell you how you know if a photo is thirst trap?
Mm-hmm.
If your man liked the photo or another girl posting the same thing and you wouldn't like it.
Why is he liking other girls' pictures anyway?
If he's
even if it's a smiling picture, why is he liking it? I don't play that. If he's
liking a woman's photo because of her and her family, she's saying about values and stuff like that, right? He's like, oh, I really stand by this post.
Yeah, that's the only kind of post he could like with other people. Because why are you even giving that girl that satisfaction? Because women be cocky, like they'll be saying like, right, her man's liking my picture, her man likes me, so you can't be doing that. That's embarrassing. You can't be doing that.
What do you think? Let's talk about being a simp, right? What do you think a simp is?
I don't believe in that word, because like when I asked you to describe it, I was like, yeah, I love that. Like that's a perfect man.
It looks good for you because validation. Like, okay, you know, there must have been guys who would have invested so much in you that you didn't show any reciprocation desire for, and you knew in yourself, you're like, I already know that I'm not into this man, I'm not going to be, but he's giving me a lot of attention, validation, time, money, whatever it is, so I'm going to enjoy receiving it. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, 100%. If your son was doing that, if you had a son and he was doing that, would you like the fact that as a man, that's what he's doing?
If I had a son and he was
doing that for a woman, would you be like, nah, man, you're being played like a chump for what you're doing? You know it too.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
100%.
Obviously, for your own, you wouldn't want that,
right?
But as for myself as a female,
I'm not holding it against you, by the way.
It shows that he's
I blame the man.
dedicated to me. It shows that he's
a simp, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is,
man. That's a good man, Savannah.
Here's the thing: if there were guys who were, which they are, guys who are liking those kinds of posts of you, who you know full well you would never be interested in that kind of guy. Because this is the irony, right? The kind of guys who's going to like all your photos and, you know, give you all the validation attention is the kind of man that you would never choose. You would never choose, because if that worked, you would be with one of them right now. And this is why men shame other men for simping and they laugh at them. Because it's like, you think if you give her enough, she's going to choose you, and she's not.
No, but I've seen like comments on like certain people's videos or reels, like, and maybe they've, you know, their stepdad, for example.
Yeah.
So they met a woman with children, the stepdad, and they just call him a simp. They don't know the situation. Oh, he's a simp. But you can't say that.
Oh, because he's accepting the man's kids.
Yeah. Like, how can
yeah, sure, I understand that.
Because most people's mums was like that. You know, most people's mums had like multiple fathers for their children, and a man came in, and so it's just like, do you guys hate your mothers or your sisters or your aunties? Because it's like there's so much anger. No, because you got to look deep, and that's why I think a lot of men are not all right. Like, you got to look deep, and why are you so pressed and angry, and why do you have such high, like when it's single mom, single mom, but it's like your mum was a single mom, and I don't understand it.
I'll tell you what it is. It doesn't make it okay. The majority of men get rejected by women.
Sorry, that was funny.
The majority of men get rejected by women.
Women that they want.
Just women, period. Because most men find most women attractive.
Really?
Yeah, but most women find most men as unattractive.
Yeah, I've heard things like that.
Yeah, do you think that's true?
No.
Do you think most women find most men attractive?
Women find most men, not most men.
That's my point.
A good percentage, but at the same time, I don't think guys find most women attractive as well.
No, it's wrong.
I think most guys are very fussy. It depends on the guy.
The guys that you would want are fussy. You're right.
Yeah. Okay.
But out of random 50 guys, how many of those would you go, yeah, that's the kind of man that I want? They look at you, go, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Out of 50,
maybe 5.
Even if that. So
Depends on the batch, though, isn't it? Depends if it's a quality batch.
no, but I'm just saying average. I'm just saying you take an average men in the population, average of 50. The amount of guys that you would actually look at, you go,
Are you talking about just physically? Or...
everything. Physically, just like impression. Like physically, maybe if you can observe what he's got going on, out of a random 50, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Maybe.
Most women are like that. Out of a random 50 guys, right? The amount of men that they would look at and go, yeah, I'd be open to pursuing or having something with you if you pursued me. Less than 10%. That's most women.
Does it depend on the woman, like how she physically looks, or no?
No, because in the nicest way possible, even the most average women are looking for the top guys anyway. And they get a little bit, unfortunately, a little bit deluded because they can offer easy sex to get that guy's attention, but that man would never commit to her long term. You know that.
Wow.
That happens.
Wow.
So most women find most men as unattractive. But most men find most women attractive. So by definition, especially it happens all the time, most men are actually rejected by the majority of women most of the time. So what happens
the women
is
they're going for, yeah.
Right. Well, just even the average guys.
There's a lot of women that as soon as a man pays them attention, because she's insecure, she's just gassed. Like I've met girls like that. Like
she might take his attention, but if he's not the kind of man she wants, she will not entertain it seriously. She won't entertain it romantically. She will take his attention, but she won't entertain it. She won't entertain it romantically.
Interesting.
And so what can happen is a lot of those guys who feel very rejected, they're saying a single mom, blah, 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 to make you feel rejected because that's how they feel.
They're not happy. Yeah, I always look at it like, even when it's females or males, if they're coming for me on the internet, I just feel like, this person is not happy with themselves. They're not happy. Probably. I don't feel like happy people try to tear people down, especially strangers as well. Like, it's weird. I mean,
no, it's just a waste of time and energy.
It's negative energy. And it's not going to make you feel better. I don't think or maybe they do feel better when they say something bad, or they're trying to get your attention because some men know that's the only way they can get your attention.
But I get it as well. I get it as well from women, and my content is made for women.
And they say what?
They'll be like, "No, he doesn't understand. No man could ever no man really loves you or whatever. No, just go and use him for this and dip." I'm like,
yeah, but they're hurt women.
They're hurt women. It's the same.
And
there's hurt men too.
Some women actually believe that. Like, they genuinely, that's all they've ever seen. They saw their father not hang around.
It's the same with men.
They've been, used and abused by men. So they genuinely just think that there's no good men out there.
Sure. But I mean, if I'm being honest,
never experienced it.
I understand that. But if I'm being honest, as a man, that just tells me you are not the kind of woman that those men pursue. Because it's not that they're not out there, because they are.
Yeah. Few and far between.
Few and far between. Is it? Who knows? What's one thing?
Good men are taken.
Say again?
Good men are taken. I feel like, yeah.
They can get, if they're relationship minded, they get snapped up pretty quick. But there are a lot of good men who are just very selective about who they give their commitment to. That's the truth. Actually, like the desirable men are. They're very selective about who they give their commitment to. Because I'm just to be honest with you, especially the desirable guy, they don't see most women as worthy of his commitment.
So do you think he's got like a god complex or something? Like he thinks he's better than...
It's not a god complex. It's that, so women, you are the gatekeepers for sexual intimacy. As men, we are the gatekeepers for emotional intimacy and commitment. So there are some men that you just go, he is not worth me giving my body to. That's why I'm not interested. There are some men who go, she is not worth given my commitment. You have physical intimacy to give. We have commitment to give. So you vet for who you give yourself physically, and not majority of men for you do not qualify for you to give yourself physically, right? Cool. Majority of women do not qualify for a man to give his commitment to. That's how they see it.
Do you think, like, as a guy, some guys don't want to be in relationships because they want to be free and just do what they want no one on their case kind of thing.
Sure.
No accountability and such.
Yeah.
So do you think even if he met a woman who he found worthy, but because in that space he's not ready, he's focused on maybe his work or whatever it is, he would let that slide? Or would he take the opportunity, do you think, to be like, you know what, like, there's a reason for this, we've aligned now?
No, timing is quite important. She would have to be a truly exceptional woman that he's never come across for him to change his mind if he's not ready. Yeah, it's true. I'm just being honest, like, timing for men is really important.
I think so, because I've seen something, a guy say that I don't know if it was a woman or guy, that men marry who is available at the time they're ready to marry.
No,
Like not
that's not true.
necessarily their dream woman, but whoever's like down and
It's not true. I know it's
No?
not. So timing is important, but when a man is looking for a girlfriend, it's very different than when he's looking for a wife.
But usually your girlfriend becomes your wife, so he might not have initially saw her as a wife, but
Yeah, so what can happen is when a man's just looking for a girlfriend, a lot of the time he's just asking himself, okay, is she attractive and do I have fun with her? If she ticks those two metrics, she's seen as worth girlfriend material. A wife is very different. A wife is, does she have the qualities that I feel I can build a life with? Does she have the qualities that I want to pass on to my children? Does she have certain qualities to fulfill a role in my life? That qualification is it's way more different than just a girlfriend.
Yeah, of course.
And so what can happen is that a man can be with a woman and it's unfortunate, and I understand it can be heartbreaking for women. I have empathy for that. I sympathize with that. But what can happen is he can be with a woman for several years because when he met her, he was only in the frame of mind of having a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Then he gets to a point where he's thinking about legacy, he's thinking about marriage. And it's like, now I'm looking for a wife. She doesn't have the qualities of a wife. So then things might end, but he knows what a wife is because he knows what he's looking for. And then when he sees it, he doesn't waste time. That's what happens.
What do you think of like a situation where like you was just explaining like a guy's been with a woman for like I know so many people like this or come across, they've been together for like 10 years or so and he's not put a ring on her finger, but they're playing house, living together, etc. etc. And then he like whatever, she leaves, he leaves, and he marries a woman like within like a year.
That's exactly what I just said.
But I feel like men just go for looks because it's usually like the woman looks better. I swear some men are so shallow and I just feel like they could just mold her. Like honestly, I don't believe what you're saying. Like maybe for you, but I feel like for a lot of men it's not that. Like, oh, she's got all these qualities.
Do you not see how for men they see marriage a bigger responsibility than just a relationship?
It is for both, even for women.
Sure, but way more for him.
It's a big.
Way more for him. Like being a husband comes with way more pressure and responsibility than just being a boyfriend.
Of course.
And so the person he's going to do that for, he's going to be the most selective about.
It should be. So
that's where that happens.
But do you think it depends on the guy, like whether he's responsible? Because you just see guys that just marry like the baddie, like especially a lot of these American guys,
yeah, they're dumb
athletes,
then. They're stupid.
They're just marrying the aesthetic.
But sometimes
and then they divorce like real quick, and she takes half his money. Like you see this.
Well, she played him. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah, but they fell for the looks. It's always this kind of certain aesthetic. They're going for the Kim K kind of look.
It's not
happened a lot.
It's not just the looks. So the same way that a guy will play a part.
Or maybe she's very charming and she's great in bed.
But these women know how to make a man feel something. So like it's not just men who play women.
Yeah.
It's not just men who know how to play the part to get to her to the point that she's besotted by him and then he just kind of does what he wants. Women know how to do that too, even more so. Because generally speaking, women are more emotionally intelligent than men on average. So when it comes to the emotional manipulation side, that's something women do a lot more.
Interesting.
She's done it before. That's why she's smiling.
I don't even know what that is, honestly.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And then I can answer.
Okay.
I actually don't know what.
But the other thing I was going to say, you know how you said about how a man could be like, he stops dating a woman in a relationship and then when they break up, he then starts dating. It's like, why didn't you just do that before?
Yeah.
Same things happens on the woman's side where she lets herself go.
Say that again. She lets herself go.
She lets herself go in a relationship.
So
that
he
happens.
leaves.
So it could be, for example, maybe sexually things broke down because maybe the attraction faded because she let herself go. And then they break up. And then she starts getting into shape to attract the next guy. He's like, if you just did this while we were together, we would have had this problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's a thing known as like a glow up, isn't it? So they talk about it like after divorce, apparently a woman glows up. And
and he's like, if you just did that while we were together, we wouldn't have an issue.
I think perhaps she maybe felt like she wasn't seen in that relationship.
Well, now she's seen by no one. She's single.
As a woman, you're always going to be seen. Like, regardless how you look, someone's always going to have time for you, right?
What I'm saying is that the same reasons why a man can let himself go in terms of actually continue to pursue and date her, why she's like, that's why things broke down from my side. The same thing can happen. Because you're right. It's like,
but do you think it's because of children? Like she has a couple kids and that's usually what it is.
But she still has kids, but now she's single and she's getting into shape to attract another man.
I mean,
we can make all the reasons we want.
I can't speak on that. I've never let myself go.
But what I'm saying is
but
that
I'm
you
trying to
understand
think
how that
of
can
her
happen.
mindset. I feel like perhaps he was abusive, maybe, and
I have a question for you.
you know,
I have a question for you, and I hear you. When it's on the man's side, why do you never ask these questions for him? Why do you never ask, oh, I wonder maybe something was going on with him. Maybe she was emotionally abusive. Maybe she demanded a lot of financial things.
So
that she couldn't afford to.
what is emotional abuse?
You tell me, women use it all the time.
You tell me. I mean, let's.
Well,
and
she
then-
manipulated him. Or maybe she withheld sex and used sex as a weapon, which we know
But
some
to be
women
honest,
do.
I think you can withhold sex if you're not being treated right. So, for example, if you're in a relationship with a guy and, you know, he literally doesn't flatter you, doesn't compliment you, doesn't make effort with you, doesn't make you feel special, but then the only time he wants to touch you is when he wants to get his leg over. Why should you?
What I'm saying, I'm not saying a woman has to have sex with. Well, there's arguments say, you know, that in terms of having sex with her husband. But what I'm saying is that it's not uncommon for a woman to use sex as a weapon in a relationship.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is, when a man stops dating a woman, taking her out on dates, you didn't ask that question. Oh, maybe why did he do that? Like, why was he doing it before and now he's not doing it? Is there financial pressure? Is it because she's not making him feel good and she's disrespecting him? Is it because she's emotionally manipulating him? Is it because she's using sex against him? Like, you don't ask those questions.
Okay,
so
firstly, I believe as a female that there is a role with relationships, and I believe that as a man, you initiate, you pursue, you lead. So for myself, I can use only myself as an example. I'm kind of like a magnet, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
So that in a relationship, I'm a magnet. So like whatever energy I'm given, I'm reflecting back. I'm reciprocating back.
Your mirror.
Yeah, and I can't actually help it. I've actually noticed it because before I was feeling like, why am I like this? It's just natural. So if you're pursuing me, or you as a man, you know what to do. Like, know, because it's natural, because you see a woman and you go up to her and you're like, oh, what's your name? How old are you? I like you.
Because what a woman needs in the
want.
beginning can be different what she needs later down the line. Here's the thing. I think what men want and desire is consistent. Women want different things at different points.
That's true, because we're growing constantly. Like, what I desired in my early 20s now is different.
Sure, but it's not just about the growth, because it's not that men don't grow. It's just that what men desire from a relationship is pretty consistent. It doesn't change. But what a woman can desire, even the kind of man that she wants, can change. And not because he did anything wrong, but because she's changed. That's life.
Yeah, nothing that's valid.
Fine. That's life. That happens. Valid. So I think what I'm saying is to say that, because what happens is, for guys, they just go, at some point, she just stopped responding to what I was doing. And it's not necessarily all the time that sometimes guys can stop doing things, but it happens more often than we acknowledge that maybe there are things that she's changed and what she wanted at the time, she doesn't want now. So for example, it's an interesting concept and observation. I can't remember, I think was it David Buss? Where when a woman is marriage minded and she's thinking about having a family, she's prioritizing the man who can provide the best stability. Makes sense. Once she has kids and that mission is done, now she wants the man who tantalizes her, because she doesn't need to look at man for stability, because that mission has been completed. That's already done. What she desires is now different, because she's in a different season now.
Right. But that's I think that's so valid, because like we're constantly changing and growing and evolving.
Is that okay for a man as well?
I mean,
is it okay for him to be like, okay, I chose the safe woman to have kids, but now we've had kids, I'm going to choose the young baddie?
Well, they do anyway, a lot of them, but
I think that's wrong, man.
No. It's just a communication thing. I think everything's about communication.
I think stay together and then have your discuss. Okay, can we explore other things?
Open marriage.
Well, like marriage is supposed to be together forever, so it's like if there's.
I think marriage should be updated. I feel like the way that we're doing marriage is like how it was done hundreds of years ago. I feel like it should be a renewable contract, because honestly, if you get married at people get married young. Let's say you get married at 23. Like at 23, you're so young. You don't really know what you want. Like,
I don't disagree with you.
And you know that guy at the time, he was perfect for you then and there. He was serving a purpose, and likewise both sides. But then like 10 years, like just think of like how you think now and how you thought 10 years ago. It's probably completely different. Like the things you
I don't
thought
disagree
you
with
could
you.
achieve, the things that you desired, the things that made you
But let's just
happy.
not say forever then.
And yeah, I think it needs to be looked at because you grow apart. Like, let's be real. Like, you grow apart. Like, we're individuals. We come here alone. We leave alone. So even if they say, oh, you get married, you're yoked together. It sounds but good, but
then
it's
here's
not
the question.
really
Then
realistic.
here's the thing.
It's
I don't
really
even
not.
disagree with you. But then why get married?
Societal pressures, sometimes religious beliefs. So,
Fair.
and I think if it wasn't for, I mean, I don't want to go into a whole different topic altogether, but I think if it wasn't for religion, there would be a lot less marriages, let's put it that way. I feel like the Christianity and Islam is keeping marriages alive today. Most people that I'm seeing getting married are in the church or they're Muslims, and it's part of what they need to do or told to do, and family, cultures and pressures, all of those things.
I understand. That can be a thing.
This is why people are getting married.
I understand that.
And some for status as well.
Sure. I mean, look, listen, each their own. I think it's like if the institution of marriage was meant to be for, you know, you're with this person till death do you part, right? Now, I'm not saying if you're going to do life with someone, you have to do that. But I'm saying is that if we're not going to do that, you don't have to get married. Like, don't subscribe to the institution.
Yeah, I think
if you know
pressure.
What? Maybe we spend the next 20 years building a life and building a family together. That's cool. And then at the end of 20 years, maybe we decide to go our separate ways. And that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. But then just don't make those, I think just don't make those vows if
I think no one gets married thinking that it's not going to work. I think it's like when you start a business, you might be a little bit skeptical, but for the most part, you're optimistic and you're just hoping that, you know, it will work out. It's a risk to everything. Everything you do in life is a risk. Marriage is a risk.
Of course.
Because you can only control your own heart and your own thoughts. You cannot control your spouse's.
I agree.
It takes two. And unfortunately, you're not always going to be on the same page. And there's so much outside pressures and there's trauma that can happen in your life that can take your focus off your spouse. And then that's a problem because they always, what's the word? They lived off of your attention. And now that attention is going somewhere else, perhaps it's a bereavement. There's just so many things in life that can happen. I just feel like,
for better or for worse.
For better, for worse. So some things are said, but is it realistic?
Well, I agree with you. I don't think it is that realistic. That's the truth.
You know,
but I'm just saying, let's just not do marriage then.
I mean, I don't. I'm married, so I've seen it.
True.
I know real marriage, what it's like. But like, if you're talking to my friends, my female friends who haven't been married, to them, it's like that's their goal.
Why do women want to get married so badly? Because men don't feel the same way.
Do you know what? I swear, like, in all honesty, I actually think it's just family and societal pressure. Like, when I step back and look at it, it's because you're sold a fairy tale from childhood, like, you know, from Disney. Starts from there,
so
from like watching cartoons,
and
it's embedded that you're going to be chosen. You're going to get chosen by Prince Charming's going to come and save you, and then you're going to have this family, live happy ever after. And then even now, like in real life, it's like, oh, you're not married yet. Like women, they get that pressure when you have children. A lot of women, they have a certain value. Okay, I'm not getting married until, I mean, I'm not having children to have a ring on my finger.
Sure.
And they've, from maybe religion or from family pressures or whatever, maybe they've told themselves that like I'm valuable and I'm not just going to be a baby mum. So they've got these certain standards.
They've made that judgment though, because if you don't subscribe to that judgment,
of course, but it's hard not to though. Like
sure.
It's very hard not to because the pressures are strong. Like when I got married, I didn't even want to get married. Like I never was one of those women that wanted children or wanted a family because I was scared. I was just thinking, God, can I actually love children properly? Can I raise them properly? Am I worthy? Like it wasn't a life that I was pursuing at all. Like it was literally like a 360, but it just...
What made you say yes?
Like I said, I was in the church and I was born again, and I believed that, you know, you shouldn't be fornicating. And so at the time, and his values were the same, and you know, we were doing courtship, and it just at the time seemed and felt like the right thing to do in that season. And I think it was like it really was, you know. Yeah. And then a couple of years later, we started having a family, and it was great. It was absolutely great. But I feel like life is seasonal.
I agree. So you don't have to answer this. So those things that made you say yes, those beliefs, has that changed now?
Yes, because I'm no longer embedded in the faith like I was before.
Fair. It's ready for the streets, boy. No, I'm just joking.
You're not serious.
I'm just teasing. No, and you know, honestly, I fully respect that. I fully
Yeah.
respect. And thing is, to be fair, I've never been married, so you would know better than me in terms of what it takes to make a marriage work for as long as it has. Do you know what I mean? So you would know better than me. I agree. I think that it's okay to be like, hey, maybe we are committed to each other while we're on this mission together, and if we decide to go our separate ways, that is okay.
I think
I
I
don't think there's
understand why.
anything wrong with
Sorry
that.
to cut you off.
Yeah, go for it.
I think I understand when people say keep a Christ at the center of your marriage, because I really think without that common ground, you
You
can't
go apart. Yeah, that's fair.
because that's what kind of keeps you. Is that scriptures and a man is the head of his home, and as a woman submit to your husband. Like all of those things, it makes a huge difference, honestly. So I understand, like, I understand why the church, like, it's a way of controlling. Let me just stop here.
Let me not get into the blasphemy that will
but
get
you know
me in
what?
trouble. Oh.
I think
I hear
every
you.
woman who desires to get married should experience it, because I feel like, we always have, it's like, for myself, I would love to be rich. I would love to be wealthy. And then there's someone wealthy that's sitting there like, ain't that great, girl? So I feel like until you've
You have to get to
entered
the
into
top of the
that, then
hill.
you're like, oh, okay, so this is what it's about. So I feel like some people that have this burning desire, like marriage is like they're pursuing it with all their heart and they think it's everything and it's their purpose in life. But then I just wanted to get married and they see, oh, okay. So this is
Just
it.
to try it out. Just to try it out.
Yeah, then it's just like,
No, get married if you mean it. Long term. For
and
life.
don't ever pressure a guy to get married. I see women proposing. I think that's diabolical. That never be me.
I mean, it's 2026.
Even asking a guy, does he want to go on
You're
a
independent
date?
feminist. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, that's all nonsense. That feminist stuff is nonsense, man. A guy is never gonna respect you. Like that is just the beginning of the end. Like once you do that, and more time I've seen that the guy's kind of just like his face is just like, oh man, like I didn't propose for a reason. Guys know what they want. That's the thing. Guys know what they want and who they want. And if they wanted you to be their wife, they will propose. I would have.
Well,
like, it's that simple. You don't have to do it for him.
Well, here's the thing. I think some guys get married. If we're up to a lot of guys, less guys will get married, not because they want to, but they know because she wants to. And it's important to her.
Gosh.
So,
that's not
and
a good
that's,
basis.
well, it's the truth. But it's like, they go, okay, I'm willing to do this because it means that much to her. Not necessarily.
So for the
because-
love they have for her, they're willing to make her dreams come true.
Exactly. So
Well, then that's
that's
not too bad, because at least he loves her more than he maybe
What is-
loves.
what-
Not that I loves her more than he loves himself, but he's willing to put her feelings before his own.
Yeah, I mean, less guys now because they kind of see marriage as a huge financial risk, especially.
Yeah,
if you're,
prenup. Hello.
Yeah, I would.
That
would
wasn't
get a
common
prenup.
when I got married,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's that simple.
Yeah,
and
no,
if
I
a woman's
agree.
not willing to sign it, then that's a red
Don't marry her.
flag.
I agree. I completely agree with you.
And vice versa. There's a lot of women out there that are doing well. Sign a prenup. And then you're
Yeah,
good.
they'd only sign a prenup if she was doing better than him. Which is fair enough. But if he was doing better than her, she'd be like, "Why, baby? We only do it. You love me."
Yeah, I think it's a thing, like if she's been there from day, like before you had nothing, and then you've come into wealth, you've been together for years and years and you get married, I think it's a bit harsh to make her sign a prenup. But if she's met you with that wealth, you don't know if she's with you just for the money, sign
It's
a
really
prenup.
difficult to measure the impact of a woman in terms of a man's success, because it suggests that if she wasn't there, he wouldn't be as successful. And the most successful people were always going to be successful no matter who they were next to.
Yeah, but then you also get, or you hear men saying that without my wife, I wouldn't be where I am today. Or you hear stories that maybe the richest men in the world, they're all married. So the wife's obviously playing, but a lot of them, are married and stuff like that. So
But it's
the
kind
wife obviously is playing an impact. And I feel like,
Go on.
for example, especially if she's had children for him. So as a woman,
But it's for her
when
too.
you've, no. If you've had children for a guy and you've given up your dreams or your career to raise the children because you don't want your children to be raised by someone else. So you've essentially put your whole goals, ambitions on hold to raise your children, his children. He's going to work. He's got that room to leverage up and, better himself, where you've suppressed yourself, but willingly, because it's your children, his children. And then, you've been there, you've cooked for him, you've been there in a sleepless night, you've had his back, you've built stuff together, and then he gets a breakthrough. And then unfortunately, as the years go by, maybe he gets gassed up. Let's just say it's his fault. Okay, he gets gassed up and starts sleeping around and doing coke and casinos and all that. And then you're like, I've had enough. This is toxic. you deserve something. Like, I feel like you deserve something. Like,
So
from
okay,
that
so
man.
here's what.
And even if it's the other way around, the woman and gets successful and the man's been there raising the kids, he deserves something. He deserves something.
So here's what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying that whoever the spouse is that took the nurturing position, I'm not saying they don't deserve anything. That's not what I'm saying. But first off, most households, most parents work. Like most households, both parents work. So the idea that she's giving up her career,
okay, but
or he's giving up his career for the sexual, yeah, but that's an exception. And the other thing I'd say is this: if you're a woman and you're with a man who's successful enough that you don't have to work, that is a luxury, especially today. It is a luxury because most households need two incomes. Yeah, most households both need to work. So if you're with a man where you don't have to, count your lucky stars, because if you're with a different man, you'll be raising a child and going to work.
I don't think that's fair, though. Honestly.
What's not fair? That's just the reality, though.
Yeah, the reality sucks in this.
I'm not
country.
saying she doesn't deserve
everywhere,
anything,
but I feel like it's unfortunate because children are just a lot of children are just
but I think
doing all sorts because they don't have the parents there. The parents are just trying to keep afloat, and the kids are joining gangs. The girls are getting groomed. It's just sad when you check it, like the dynamics. It's not right. Traditionally,
I agree.
It's not right, and I think that's why in certain cultures and parts of the world, the woman is at home because they know how important it is. The woman is home.
I agree with you. No,
and
I
he's
agree
like,
with you.
I'm the breadwinner, you know, because a stressed out woman can't raise no children.
I also, but here's the thing. I also think we can't pretend that if a man's working, that he is not also part in raising those children as a father.
He of course he plays a part, but it won't be as
does he get kudos
hands-on.
for that? Does he get does he? So if let's say both parents are working, and they're both raising the kids, but let's say she just happens to be more successful than him, should he get some of her if they go separate ways? Because if he's
planning to if he's planning to be like as involved in the children's life as she is, like at least 50% custody, and he should.
Yeah, see, because here's the thing. I think especially as men, especially when it's the mother of a man's child, he would never let her go starving. It's not in our nature to.
Shouldn't.
So
you hear stories though. Some men are really wicked, but I think it's bitterness. I think it's when
we're gonna wrap up, but I just want to say that I agree with you. When two people have worked as a team to build something, for sure, whether it's the woman who stayed more at home and took the nurturing position or the man, it doesn't make sense for them not to get something to take away from what they built together. I agree. Yeah. I think the only thing I'm saying is that I think the reasoning of, even if it's the man, if she was on working and the bread and he took the house husband route, and she's built an incredible success to help support the family, she's taken on burdens and pressures to help the family afloat. I'm not saying what he's doing isn't invaluable, it is. Mm-hmm. But it just seems very difficult if after all that, she now has to give up half of everything she's done independently outside to help support them, as well as potentially future earnings, if that was a thing, because I think that's more of a thing in the States. Do you know what I mean? And I think anything that they've got together, so if they have a home together, 50-50, easy. If they have more than one, same. If they've got, life insurance together, whatever it is. So anything that you've got together, 100% 50-50 without question. But I think and maybe it's because I'm biased because I'm a man, but I think it's difficult to say, well, everything that you did independently from that is down because of him. Well, actually, maybe it's because of you. And everything that he did independently outside of you is because of you. Well, actually, no, it's because of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's circumstantial.
I think you're right. I think it's contextual.
Some situations, yes, it's been unfair.
I think these things should be discussed. Be like, cool, this goes in our pot. This is your pot. This is my pot.
I mean, if I was marrying a guy that was, we're talking about not initially rich, but has become rich during the marriage, right? That's how we was looking at it, wasn't we, when we were speaking about it?
Oh, I see. Yeah,
so that's different. But
sure, yeah.
I guess if you're a wealthy guy and you're about to get married to a female, you need to just put things in place, and vice versa. Like you see it happen to like a lot of celebrity women, like Mary J. Blige, for example. They marry down and the guy finishes them. So you just
welcome to equality.
Hey,
welcome to equality.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be smart out here.
I agree.
And I think people need to realize that love, I personally feel like love isn't forever. I don't believe that love the same way, that's why they have a honeymoon period. Like when you first get with someone, it's amazing, it's the best feeling, and it's adrenaline, it's all of this, but that doesn't last like ever. Like in any dynamic, it doesn't last.
Yeah, marriage is about duty. Yeah, it's not about love.
It becomes duty.
Oh no, it is duty.
They say
from day one.
So it's a power thing or something, power dynamic. Like it's just it's not about love. But a lot of women, they can't separate the love from the fact that it is a duty and all of this. They're just like, oh my God, he's amazing, I love him so much. And they just can't seem to.
I think that we used to see it and understand that marriage was a duty.
Yeah.
But I think of a lot of fairy tales, romantic films, romanticism and stuff. That's what came in. But marriage is a duty that you make to someone. Like love. I'm not saying you should have love in your marriage, of course, right? You should, and that's the ideal. But marriage was never about love.
But nowadays, that's what people look at it as.
Well, that's wrong because that's why they fail.
And love doesn't, it
Do you know what I mean?
changes.
Because there are going to be seasons where you're going to love each other. There are going to be seasons where you maybe don't even like each other. But it's about the commitment that I've committed this to you. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying you have to commit that for life to someone, but if we're not going to, then we don't have to get married. That's okay. Or we go, cool, we're married for 20 years and then let's see how we feel.
A renewable contract every 10 years.
Every 10 years.
I think,
negotiate the prenup.
Just see do we still feel the same way? Just have a look at it and see, because you change. I know how much I've changed as a woman, like just from my younger days. Like I've changed so much.
Do you think?
And the kind of guys I used to go for, like now I'm like, ew.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
I think some people actually look at their spouse and they're like, ew.
Yeah, that's deep. Damn.
But or like you say, people let themselves go, and it goes on both sides. Some men let themselves go.
Some men let
well.
themselves go.
Sometimes you see like a guy's pushing a buggy, and you're like, did he give birth? Because his belly is like out there. Honestly. And I'm like, the woman is looking all right. Like she's doing her thing, and it's just like, how dare you? And I'm thinking, gosh.
I want to ask you one more thing for the gents, especially if there's any guy watching this being like, I want to slide into a DM. That clearly doesn't work. Send a voice note. Maybe that works. Do you think you care more about a man's attractiveness and physique now compared to a younger, or vice versa?
No. For me, that's just an initial thing. Looking good.
As in, do you think it's the same? You value it as much then as you do now? Like, is that important? Fair.
Yeah.
I hear that. Makes sense.
I think it's just about substance.
Okay. I mean, it does tell you something about someone.
That can actually keep their word. Consistency. Like intention, all these things.
Do you have intention?
Do I have intention? Good intentions, yeah.
Well, that remains to be seen. We'll see. Delicia, you're a bunch of fun. We appreciate you coming on. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you. If people want to follow you and find out what you're doing, where can they find you?
I'm on TikTok and I'm on Instagram at Delicia Good Girl Dior. So Delicia spelled Delicia.
Perfect.
And Good Girl's one word, and then Dior. And the same name is on my TikTok.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you. Thanks for sharing your energy with us. We love that. Guys, go give Delicia a follow, give her a like, all that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode.